Hello, hello. Let's check in and get Instagram going. Hello, Instagram. Hello, Facebook. We are live. We are live for the first Raggedy Business Report. I am so excited for this. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to give people a moment to join. And I'm appreciative. I put this out there yesterday and y'all just hopped on it like gangbusters. And I love it. I love it. I love it. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching on the replay, go ahead and type replay in the comments for me. I want to be sure to acknowledge you and thank you for spending some of your time with me. I do not take that for granted because time is something we cannot get back. And so when people waste my time, I feel some kind of way. So thank you so much for joining, for tuning in. Hello, Shauna. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, I had to show up, honey. So thank you so much. I'm going to give people a few minutes to join. I'm really excited about this. I don't know why, but y'all really seem to like when I talk about raggedy business practices. So that's what we going to talk about every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Is we're going to talk about some raggedy business practices. And I'm so excited. Gonna give people just a few more moments to join before I get into this good raggedy business story. Because it's a good one, y'all. I mean, it's a shame that you have to go through raggedy business experiences, but we've all had them. So I am just super, super excited to have everyone tuning in. So we've given people almost 2 minutes to join. And if y'all know anything about your girl, you know that she is a punctual individual. So I don't like to take more people's time than necessary. So for those who are new to me and unfamiliar with me, my name is Candace Washington, also known as the Client Curator, because business owners who are looking to sustainably scale their businesses from 6 to 7 figures work with me to implement data-driven client maximization strategies to increase their revenue and cash flow. Hey, Connection Guru, thank you for joining. So that is what I do. Everything client retention, client satisfaction, client experience, customer retention. That is my jam. That is what I am gifted to do. And so that's what I help small businesses to do, is make sure that they are keeping their clients. Client retention is a big, big, big necessity when you are running and operating your business, because as the data says, if you know anything about me, you know that I am a data person. I'm not going to just tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you what the data says. And the data says that 80% of your future revenue is going to come from just 20% of your existing clients. So all those clients you losing, that's money you losing, and that's a problem. So that's what I help my clients to do. And so we are going to get into this raggedy business report. Now, let me preface this by saying I'm not saying your business is raggedy necessarily. But what I am saying is that raggedy business practices can interfere with the operation of your business. It can drive clients and customers away from your business, and that impacts your revenue. So if you have too many raggedy business practices, it will turn your business raggedy, and we don't want that. So that is what we are going to be talking about every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. And so what I'm going to be sharing are mostly my experiences that I have encountered over the years. Sometimes recently, I just encountered a new one yesterday. It's almost like a daily occurrence, and that's really unfortunate that there are so many businesses out here practicing in ways that are just raggedy. But I'm going to be sharing with you my experiences. And if you want to share your experiences with me, I invite you to do that. You can go to my website, IamCandaceWashington.com, and you'll see a tab that says Share My CX. You can go there, share your experiences, and maybe I'll talk about them one week and give you some things to take away. And so my point in doing all of these raggedy business reports is not just to rag on businesses. I'm never going to share the business with you because that's just not something that I do. But it's not to rag on businesses. It really is to give you some key takeaways of things that you can implement in your business, that you can take away from these stories to make sure that you're not doing these things in your business. And so that is what we're going to be talking about every week, is just raggedy business practices and how you can implement some things differently in your business to make sure that you're operating in excellence and keeping your clients and customers. And so that's really the goal, is to give you some key takeaways and some action items. So let's get it started with this premiere, this story. Okay, again, most of these are personal stories, and so I'm gonna just give it to you how it happened, right? So this first Raggedy Business Report is about an experience that I had in a coaching program. I am a firm believer that we need coaches and we need consultants to help us reach new levels in our lives and our businesses, to unlock greatness within us that we maybe can't see, that may be hidden. And so I invest very heavily and very nicely into working with coaches who have the expertise that I do not have. I don't operate outside of my expertise, because it's my expertise is my expertise for a reason. That's my gift. And so we all have different giftings, and that's why it's important for us to make sure that we are hiring people with the expertise that we don't have to help us to get further. So I was in this coaching program, and let me start off by saying that this was a 5-figure investment coaching program. This wasn't no little chump change. This wasn't no $3,500 program. It was a 5-figure investment. But again, I believe in investing in yourself and in your business. So cool. Get in this program. I'm attending the weekly calls every week that were geared for me, because this particular program had different weekly calls for different needs and different types of clients in their program and all of those things. And so I attended all of the calls that were pertinent to me. I implemented everything that was given, every module that we had access to with instructions, or distructions as I like to say, on what we needed to be doing, what we needed to be implementing. I did all of that. And for those that know me, y'all know that I implement. Like, I don't just take notes and sit on stuff. If I'm given some direction, if I'm given some guidance and some things that I need to do, I hop on it. I don't waste no time. So I'm implementing everything, going to the coaching calls, doing all the things, and getting no results. Like, nah, none, no results. So, okay, I asked for assistance, asked for feedback, asked for help, and there were only about a couple of times that I was given some assistance and some help in going back to looking at where things were not connecting, to rework the strategy, all of those things. I was only given that assistance maybe a couple of times, and it really wasn't the wraparound service, I guess would be the term, that I was really looking for. But I was given some assistance, took that feedback, went back, implemented, tweaked, all of those things, right? And so even after that, I was still not getting results. Like, nothing was happening. And so I just kind of took a step back, and I was like, okay, I don't know what else to do, because if I knew what to do, I wouldn't have hired you, for one. I don't know what else to do. I've done everything that you've told me to do. I've implemented everything that you've told me to implement, and I'm still not getting any results, right? So that's a problem. However, I don't know how many clients in this program, how many of the other people in this program weren't getting results like I wasn't, but it seems like I was just allowed to disappear. Hey Freely, hey Bella Pell, thank y'all for joining. Hey Fee, thank you for joining. So I wasn't getting any results. And so they allowed me to just disappear. That, it was like I just kind of phased out. I was just allowed to just kind of fall by the wayside, right? So that's what happened. I just disappeared out of the program. There wasn't an offboarding call. Again, I just was allowed to disappear. There was no offboarding call. So I just go on about my life. I move on to the next thing, right? I don't stay down very long. So move on to the next thing. So a few months later, I'm minding my business. I get an email from this program asking for feedback. So if you also know me, you also know that I'm very direct, very straightforward, very honest. And so I gave it. Did I learn some things in the program? Yeah, absolutely I did. But did I learn or get out of the program what I enrolled and paid 5 figures to get? Absolutely not. Not even a third of it. So I shared that feedback. I'm not going to rag on the program. I can't say that I didn't get anything out of it, but what I enrolled to get, I got nothing of. That's a problem for me. Especially, like I said, this was a 5-figure investment. This wasn't a couple $1,000s. Like, it set your girl back. But whatever. I get this feedback survey. I fill it out, send it in. To this day, have not received follow-up. Have not heard anything. So, that is my story. That is the Raggedy Business Report for today. So, again, I told you all at the beginning that I'm not going to just talk about these raggedy business practices and not give you some things to take away that you can do differently in your business and implement differently in your business. So thank you, Felicia. Felicia said, you're definitely the right person to ask for feedback because I'm going to give it. Like, I try to be tactful, and I usually am very tactful, but I'm not going to beat around the bush or sugarcoat nothing. I'm going to give you the feedback that you need. And as a business owner, feedback is one of the most important things you can get from a client. Most business owners feel like feedback is, they're scared of feedback. They're scared to ask for it because they're scared to get it. Because they look at it like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with it. But really, you need to shift your mindset. That's what it really requires. Embracing feedback requires a mindset shift because really feedback is an opportunity. Feedback is an opportunity to do better in your business, to do better by your clients, to improve in areas that you may not have recognized needed to be improved. It's an opportunity. So that is how you need to view feedback and approach feedback. So here's the key takeaways that I want you to take away from this Raggedy Business Report and implement in your business. The first, go the extra mile. If you are a coach or a consultant and you're working with clients and they're not getting results, yet they're implementing everything, then sometimes that's going to require you to do a little bit more with that client. It's going to require you to go the extra mile. Now, I will preface that by saying the client has to be doing the work because there are a lot of people out here enrolling in coaching programs and all of those great things and just sitting on the information and not doing anything with it. So if that is the type of client that you have and they're just really not doing anything, they're not applying, they're not implementing, they're not participating in the calls, they're not asking questions, then that's really not on you. But when you have clients who are doing everything, who are coming to the calls, who are asking the questions, who are implementing everything that you're giving them to implement, and they're still not seeing results, then that's upon you to help them figure out what they need to do to start getting results. Especially those of you who are charging high ticket and people are dropping some stacks to get into your program or to work with you, then you owe it to them. You owe it to your business and you owe it to the reputation of your business because listen here, feedback and reviews can go both ways. Now, referrals are great for business if it's a good referral. But if it's a negative referral, it can hurt your business. Now, I haven't put out there what program this was or any of that because it's really not relevant. But there are people who know that I worked with this particular program, that I was enrolled in this particular program, who have sought me out for feedback. And I have given them my very honest feedback. And I know of one person that as a result of the feedback that I gave of my experience in that program, they did not enroll in that program. So that's revenue lost right there. That's money that's hard, cold cash that they lost because of my experience. So don't just think that referrals can only work for you. They can work against you too. That's why it's critical to make sure that your clients are having a wonderful experience when they're involved with your business and your company enrolled in your programs, because they have a bad experience, they're going to run tell that. And that's not what you want. So That is number one. Number two, always have an offboarding process. People should not be able to just fall out of your program and never hear from you again. You always have to wrap things up. Overview what they've accomplished in the program, overview everything that they've learned, discuss next steps with them, give them a conclusion and closure to working with you and being involved in your program. Clients just fading away, that's not a good look. Again, especially for those of you charging, high four figures, multi five figures, you need to have an offboarding process. Period. There's no way around that. You have to have an offboarding process. The next thing is to make sure that you're following up on negative feedback. If you get some feedback from a client or a customer and it's not stellar and it's not 5-star, and there are some things that they encountered that they shared when providing that feedback, some just some concerns that they had or whatever the case may be, you have to follow up on that. That's not an option. You have to reach out to that client and follow up and say, hey, thank you for filling out this survey. Thank you for this feedback. I'd like to discuss it with you. But to just have your clients provide feedback that wasn't amazing and you just don't attempt to reach out to them at all and connect with them at all to find out more about why they filled out and completed the survey the way that they did, that's a problem. Always follow up. And so those are my key takeaways for this particular Raggedy Business Report. Make sure that you are always delivering an exceptional experience for your clients. It doesn't matter how much money they paid you. If you have a $20,000 program and a $5,000 program, they should still get the same level of service from you regardless of how much they paid to get into your space. So that's what I got for y'all tonight. Let me look at some of these comments. Let's see. Yes, feedback, good and bad, helped me to grow. Absolutely. Absolutely. Coaches often don't like feedback because they aren't prepared to run a real business. That's my coach right there. That's the Felicia Kelly, and she's so right. It's people out here just, and I say this often, there are so many of us in this world, in this space, that we have skills and we have talents and we have gifts, and it's so popular now to be an entrepreneur, but it's work, y'all. Just because you have a talent and a skill and a gift doesn't mean you know how to run a business. That is even more important why it's critical for you to invest in a solid coach, someone who's been around, who has business knowledge in addition to the particular expertise that they have. You can't just get out here and start this business. A lot of people running around starting businesses don't have the first piece of paperwork. You ain't got no LLC. You ain't got no business bank account. You ain't got nothing. You don't even have a website, not even a website, but a web domain. Y'all email address is still Gmail and Yahoo. No, not for your business. So that's what you run into. People out here starting all these businesses because they think it's popular. No, it's work. To do it right, it's work. And you're going to continue to be raggedy if you don't invest in working with people and getting some business knowledge and some business sense. So yes, people don't like feedback because most people, it's like, you can't tell me nothing. I'm going to do what I want to do. Well, you ain't going to be in business very long. Let's see. Yes, go the extra mile. Number one. Yes, referrals can be the death of your business. Absolutely. Absolutely. Word of mouth. Yes, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and that does apply to businesses. Someone can kill your business with whatever referral that they give, or they can make your business blow up. It's that important. Negatives spread quicker than the positives. That is very true. I forget what the exact statistic is, but there is a statistic that talks about how much quicker and how many more people share negative feedback with than they do positive feedback. So that is very true. Very true. All prices come with a promise. Absolutely. What should people who are getting clients consistently and scaling not do to be raggedy? Really, your entire customer experience just has to be top notch. And when I say customer experience and client experience, that includes everything from the moment that someone interacts with your business and your company. It doesn't matter if they're interacting with you, interacting with an assistant, interacting with a system, whatever is a part of your process from the moment they for the moment they reach out to you, even before they become a client or customer, from the moment they reach out to you to the moment that they no longer do business with you is a part of the client experience and customer experience. Period. So everything in between is a part of that experience. And so you have to have good communication. It has to be consistent. It has to be adequate, meaning don't piecemeal things together. Take your time to provide full communication the first go around, complete information the first go around, so that you're not always having to come back and tag things on. Oh, I forgot to tell you this. Oh, what about this? Oh, remember to do this. Full communication the first go around. Yes, some things happen and you forget some things sometimes, but you have to have full, consistent, and complete communication. Hey, K and Co Designs. So you have to have communication. Let's see, what else? You have to be accepting of feedback, because when people who are sharing feedback, when your clients and customers are sharing feedback with you, it's very easy to tell when people don't really want feedback. When they're just giving you feedback or when you're just asking for feedback just to ask because it's the right thing to do and you know you should do it. But when you really embrace feedback, that's when you really start to unlock new levels of clients offering help and pouring into your company. Because that's really what they're doing. When you ask for feedback genuinely, you're really allowing them to have a voice in how you operate your company. That's not to say that every piece of feedback that you get, you have to implement, because some things won't be applicable. But you're allowing your clients to have a voice. They're letting you know how you can best serve them, because there are a lot of companies out here and businesses out here who are operating without the feedback of their clients and customers. And I think the statistic is 80% of businesses and companies believe that they're doing an exceptional job serving their clients, while only 8% of their clients agree with that. That's a huge gap. But that's because they're not asking for feedback. So if you're not asking your clients for feedback on a consistent basis, then you're really doing yourself a disservice, because you'll just keep operating out here like you the bomb and like everything is going great, and your clients are sitting back and they're saying, not really. Not really. I think that honoring their feedback early. Okay, the question is, do you think that honoring their feedback early on improves the likelihood of them buying again? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you receive feedback from clients and you take action on it, whatever the action is pertaining to the feedback that they provided, even if it's something that you can't implement in your business, but you take the step and you reach out to them and thank them for their feedback and let them know how much you appreciate their feedback. I'm not just talking about the thank you at the end of the survey or whatever, that you get, or that they'll get automatically once they complete the survey. But if you actually reach out to them and thank them for the feedback, they're going to be more likely to provide that feedback because they know that you're really open to receiving it. And then yes, that helps them to build an attachment with your brand and with your company. And if you continue to do that and ask them for feedback and communicate with them consistently and just really deliver the results that they hired you for, then yes, they are going to be more likely to purchase from you again. Client retention, a lot of things about client retention it's all about always operating. And what's the word I'm looking for? You're always operating and trying to win the next sale. The next sale isn't assumed just because they're a client of yours. There are other people who do what you do. Some may be cheaper, some may be more expensive, but you always have to earn the next sale. And so everything that you can do while they're a client of yours to earn the next sale is going to increase the chances of them staying with you. Deliver results. Have great communication, embrace feedback, go the extra mile. Everything is so automated these days, and automation is great, and it has a place in business because it helps you to really serve your clients better. It helps you to not be burned out all the time. Automation is great, but so many businesses and so many companies have lost the personal touch. You want to really keep your clients with you? Add some personal touches into what you do. Send a handwritten note card. What? Yeah. We're so digital. Send something in the mail. That's going to be remembered. So anything that you can do to differentiate yourself and your business from the experience that your clients are having other places that they're doing business is going to set you apart. Automation shouldn't completely replace human touch. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're automation, like I said, it serves its point and it has its place, but you've got to make connections with your clients. Now, I will also say this: client retention, especially for coaches and consultants and people who have very high dollar offers, relationship is a big part of that retention. People are not going to continue to spend thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars with you absent a relationship. So you need to build that relationship. You need to foster that relationship. And it takes work, but it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. I'm not going to keep paying somebody $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 and I don't have no relationship with that person at all. So not only does your service have to be great, your experience have to be great, but there needs to be a relationship there. There really needs to be a relationship there. Yes, relationships equal retention. It's a long game. Client retention is a long game. It's not a quick fix. It's a process. It's definitely a process, but if you do it right, man, you already heard the statistic that I said earlier in the live, and if you were late, the statistic was 80% of your future revenue will come from just 20% of your existing clients. To me, that extra work is worth it for me. Playing that long game is worth it for me. If 80% of my revenue is going to come from just 20% of my current clients, I'll play that long game all day. All day. Because then that means that I only have to find ways to make up for that other 20% of revenue. I'd rather have to only make up for an additional 20% of revenue than 80% of revenue. So it is absolutely, absolutely a long game. So that is, if there are no more questions, any more questions? Let's see. Thank you, Fee. Thank you so much for joining. I am so excited about this little series. I'm so excited that you all have embraced this Raggedy Business Report. I am super, super excited to share these stories with you and give you these strategies for how to increase, how to improve your business to make sure that you're not engaging in raggedy business practices so that your business doesn't become raggedy. Yes, let's see. How can people work with me? Absolutely. I invite you to just shoot me a DM on Facebook or on Instagram. Shoot me a DM and we can really explore how we can work together. I am super excited about everything that is to come. As I said before, client retention and just serving others, and that's really what it is. I have a servant's heart. That's just who I am. It's my jam. It's what I do. It's my gift. And so the more that I'm able to help people treat each other right, especially in this world, the better. And that's really what this boils down to, is just treating people right. Taking care of people and doing what you say you're going to do and delivering what it is you offered. That's really the base of it. It's really not a whole lot deeper than that. But there are so many businesses out here struggling with treating their clients right. And if you are a business owner, you won't have a business without clients. Like, that's critical. It doesn't matter what you sell, what you offer, what industry you're in. If you don't have people buying whatever it is that you offer and whatever it is that you sell, you don't have a business. So that's why it's really important how we treat each other and how we treat the people who are paying us. People are paying us. People are paying us for our expertise. So I feel, and I'm sure you might agree, hopefully, if you're a business owner, that they deserve to be treated with excellence at all times. Does that mean we have to be perfect? Absolutely not. We're human. We're going to make mistakes, but it's how you recover. It's how you respond to those mistakes. It's what you do. It's how you respond to the feedback. It's how you make sure that you are serving your people. That's what matters. So let's see. Yes, you enjoy this. Thank you so much. So send me a DM if you would like to talk about how we can work together. I am super excited about everything that's going on. Got some great things in the hopper. If you would like to submit some stories for me to talk about on Raggedy Business Report Tuesdays, I invite you to do that. You can do that at my website. It's IamCandiceWashington.com, and you'll see a tab at the top that says Share My CX. I invite you to share your Raggedy business stories so that we can talk about those as well. But I'm really looking forward to this. Make sure you mark your calendars for Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Central. Adjust it for whatever time zone you're in, but Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Central, we are going to be live right here with another Raggedy Business Report. So I am super excited. Thank you all for joining me. Again, if you're catching this on the replay, go ahead and type replay in the comments for me. I appreciate you all. I hope you have a wonderful evening and a great remainder of your week. And as I always say, remember to treat people well. Good night.